Okay, can you all see the screen? No, yeah. Okay, can you see the screen? Can, right? Okay. Now, this is my favorite topic because when my as I told you all, I stay in a meditation center, Lunas, for about 5 years. So one of the Dhamma talk given by my teacher is about this topic, seven Visuddhi, seven purifications. So Vipassana Kamathani. So I read the Pali. Okay, in the meditation of Vipassana, Sila Visuddhi, Chitta Visuddhi, Ditti Visuddhi, Tangavirtana Visuddhi, Magga Magga Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, Patipada Jnana Dana Visuddhi, Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, Chakti, seven Visuddhi. All right. So if you have the book, you can follow with that. Now, this is the English. So today's topic will be based on these charts, all right? Based on this chart. So if you have the book, you can just write something here, write on your book. I also prepare my notes already. So there are seven Visuddhi that any meditator, Vipassana meditator need to follow until can reach the last one, the path and fruition. That's mean that Nibbana. Okay. So it's very important for all the meditator, Vipassana meditator to know this. Because if you don't know this, you might not aware of which level you are at. All right. Not to say that if you are reached number 4 or 5, and when you start to meditation, you start any meditation, the next time you will come back to this 4 or 5. Actually, not really. You might have to start with number 1 and 2 and 3. All right. Because all these are steps by steps. Okay, so we will follow the Bhikkhu Bodhi book, but I like to show you all another book that is this book actually is a Dhamma talk given by my teacher. So I made this book about 15 years ago. You can see that there 2010. So I would say all these series 1, series 2, series 3, all they are starting of my Dhamma career as a book editor, right? So I started this job 2010 or 2009. So in this book, later I'll share with you all. My teacher gave the Dhamma talk, okay, on this one, 7 stages of purification and 10 imperfections in the Vipassana practice. So today we will read this book as well, okay? Because this book is actually easier to understand because I don't explain in terms of Vipassana and use a simple English. Okay, so I will invite the student to read also. Okay, let's start. Let's start with Thomas. Okay, Thomas, you can read this one. Thomas.
7 stages of purification, Visuddhi, and 10 imperfections or defilements, Vipassana Upakilesa, in the Vipassana practice. There are 7 stages of purification, Visuddhi. They are purification of virtue or morality, Sila Visuddhi, purification of mind, Chitta Visuddhi, purification of view, Ditti Visuddhi, purification of overcoming doubts, Khanka Vitarana Visuddhi, purification by knowledge and vision of what is path and what is non-path, Magga Magga Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, purification by knowledge and vision of the path progress, Patipada Jnana Dasana Visuddhi, purification by knowledge and vision, Jnana Dasana Visuddhi. The last 2 purifications are the result of the earlier 5 purifications.
Okay, thank you. Now, we have 7 Visuddhi. So basically, you need to know the 6 and 7, the last 2, are the result of the earlier 5. This means that actually earlier 5 will be more important for any beginners, so to speak. All right. Okay, now the first one is now when we talk about the Maga. You can see that one, all right? The word Maga. Maga here translates as a path. Now, you will read some of the text here. There are some Pali here. Sila, all right? Okay, let's talk for the technical terms of Visuddhi is purification, all right? In Chinese called Qingjing, okay? And then Sila is virtue. This means that morality is, briefly speaking, is like keeping 5 precepts or 8 precepts in meditation. So purification of view, purification of mind, chitta visuddhi, the word chitta is the mind, is like free of hindrances, your mind is calm and peaceful. Ditti, or just go through briefly, it means that purification from the wrong view or I, clinging to the idea of I. And then this is doubts, all doubts. Kanka is a doubts. And then vitarana is overcome, visuddhi, right? So if you have the Bhikkhu Bodhi book, you will find the same thing here. You find the same thing here on this table 9.2 on the 345. But Bhikkhu Bodhi don't have the didn't put the Pali. Okay, so you can study this one together with this book, right? Then next one is purification by knowledge, jnana, right? Dasana is a vision. Jnana is knowledge. Vision is from the word das or this to see. So it's a vision, visuddhi. And maga. So it's very important to know what is path and what is non-path. Maga is a combination to word maga, amaga. Right? Maga, amaga. So Bhikkhu Bodhi book will show this on what we read just now. Okay. On this earlier page, you will find the Pali there. All right. Maga, jnana, dasana. So if you have the book, you have to refer to the book for the Pali. So it's a Maga plus Amaga. So it's a combination, Sandhi here. And then Patipata, path, okay? Practice of path. Jnana is a knowledge. Dasana is a vision, visuddhi. And then the last one will be no more Patipata, is a Jnana, knowledge and vision, Dasana and visuddhi, purification. Okay, now you can see there's a word Maga. So we have to know what is Maga here. Okay. There are some Chaiwan, you can read this one.
The past 2 purifications are the results of the earlier 5 purifications. In our spiritual journey, we have to find the right path. Path is called Magga in Pali. There are 3 kinds of path. Primary, basic path, Mula Magga. Preliminary path, Pubba Bhaga Magga. Noble path, Arya Magga. The noble path is a path that we achieve through striving from primary path and preliminary path. The primary path or Mula Magga is actually Kama Sakata Samadikti, that is having Sada, faith or confidence in karma and its results. By investing in sada or faith, you start practicing meditation to purify the mind. That is why it is known as the primary path. Unless you have faith in karma and its results, you will not make serious effort in your spiritual practice. So the first thing you need to establish in your practice is this Mula Magga. You start your spiritual journey in initiating Sada in karma and its results till you gain Arya Magga. The middle part of the practice is called Pubba Bhaga Magga, which is the Vipassana practice.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so here Slider already explained when we start practice, we have these 3. I'll copy and put in my text. So later I'll share the text with you all. Here first. Now we have 3 paths here. So the first one is, like just mentioned, Sada, right? Belief in karma and its result. Right? So this one, the second one will be Vipassana practice. All right. So even before you start any practice, you have to create or build a strong faith, all right, sada. Because you believe in karma, that's why you practice meditation. If you do not believe in karma, why do you practice meditation? You believe that when you practice meditation, your mind will become more pure and you will gain wisdom and you will gain lots of merits. Based on this good belief, you will be more serious in your practice. As the more you practice, your mind become more pure. Then whatever good action you do will be purified by your good mind. All right. So there's a faith, belief in karma and result. And then after that, you start to practice vipassana. And when your vipassana is successful, you gain the third one, noble path, Arya Magga. Okay, so that's mentioned by text here. Okay, then another one. Okay, now when we talk about vipassana, what is vipassana? Vipassana means seeing. Okay, the word pasana or from the word it's actually from the Pali word pasati. Pasati means somebody he sees or something, right? So when you have pas and then you plus the ana become pasana. So pasana means seeing. What do you see? Right? You seeing or knowing. And vid, the prefix vid here means in various ways. So vipassana means you see in various ways. Various ways means that you see things not in the ordinary way. Because normally we see things, we will say, oh, this I, this mine, this belong to somebody, this my property, with the idea of I and mine. But vipassana means you see in a different way or in diverse way. Sometimes we can use the word various or diverse. So you see as anicca dukkha anatta. All right. So that's the purpose of vipassana. Trying to see anything as anicca, dukkha, anatta. Right? Okay, so this is a starting point of this class today. So you need to know the meaning of vipassana. You need to know three types of path. After that, then based on your knowledge on what is vipassana, that is right view here, and you know you need to believe in karma, and you need to practice vipassana. And how do you get good result? So you need to have this 7 purification. All right. So I put some notes here, but you also can refer to Bhikkhu Bodhi book here. All right. So you'll see the Pali text and the charts here in the Bhikkhu Bodhi. All right. Now we will go one by one. All right. The first one was Sila. All right. Okay. So I will refer to my teacher book here. So we finish this one. Now the first one is Sila Visuddhi. Okay, next student, who is online? Okay, Subha.
Thank you, Sergi. The first Visuddhi, purification of virtue or morality, Sila Visuddhi. The first step in the practice is the purification of virtue. It is a prerequisite practice for a meditator and also to fulfill the 10 paramitas. For a normal worldling or lay person, he must observe a minimum of 5 precepts. We recommend that meditators in an intensive meditation retreat observe the 8 precepts. For a Sangha member of the Buddhist order, he has to observe the 227 precepts, that is Patimokkha. By strictly observing the precepts, one will achieve purification of virtue, Sila Visuddhi.
Okay, so the first one is this Sila Visuddhi. Thank you, Subha. Right, so you see the first one. Now, in this Abhidhamma text, he mentioned 4 kinds of purified. So you go for, okay, now. So you can refer to this book on the page 348 on the 4 purified. This one, okay? So this is the according to the Abhidhamma. 4 kind of purified. So the first one will be like just now, for the monks, right? They need to observe according to the Patimokkha, there's a Vinaya rules. Then other people restrain on the sense faculties, or when they are doing any livelihood, make sure it's nothing to do with like selling the weapon or intoxicant or selling the killing the animals and so on. And also the last one, we connect with the use of requisites. So you see this under this one, okay? 4 types of purification. So it's a lot to remember, but basically when we talk about the first one, sila, just talking about morality, all right, or observe some suitable precepts, because lay people have the lay people precept, and if you go for intensive meditation, it's better you observe 8 precept or other precept. For monks and nuns have other precept, okay? So, 8 or others. The idea is, what's the idea of having this sila visuddhi? Okay, now, okay, so before that, let's go for this Abhidhamma book and see the explanation in the body book. You can refer to the book there. All right. So now this one is according to the life of bhikkhu, a Buddhist monk. Now, okay, but it's good to read also because we can see how much can we follow. Sister Puedu, can you read this one?
Oh, okay. I try to. Okay.
Okay.
Virtue regarding restraint according to the Patimokkha. The Patimokkha is the code of fundamental disciplinary rules binding upon a Buddhist monk. This code consists of 2 to 7 rules of varying degrees of gravity. Perfect adherence to the rules laid down in the Patimokkha is called virtue regarding restraint according to the Patimokkha. Virtue regarding restraint of the sense faculties means the exercise of mindfulness in one's encounter with sense objects, not allowing the mind to come under the sway of attraction towards pleasant objects and repulsion towards unpleasant objects. Virtue consisting in purity of livelihood deals with the manner in which a bhikkhu acquires the necessities of life. He should not acquire his requisites in a manner unbecoming for a monk who is dedicated to purity and honesty. Virtue connected with the use of the requisites means that the bhikkhu should use the 4 requisites, robes, alms, food, lodging, and medicines, after reflecting upon their proper purpose.
Okay, so thank you. Now, this is, they say, according to for the monks here, as is mentioned above. But do you think that you can use some of the points here, Puedu? Puedu? So which one do you think that you can use?
The second one, the sense faculties.
Okay, so this one you can use.
Yeah.
How about the third one?
The third one,
Purity of livelihood.
Purity of
Yes,
livelihood.
also.
And then the
Okay.
requisites maybe the lodging, because
Lodging.
yeah, and medication, like the proper use. Robes maybe for clothes or clothing. Like don't buy unnecessary clothing. So, simple.
Okay. Simple, like, okay. So basically, this is talking about simplicity in life, right? Yeah, simplicity in life. And livelihood is talking about how you earn your livelihood. For monks, of course, they have some rules there. But basically, like there are kind of like 4 or 5. How many? I think 5. 5 wrong livelihood. Anybody can remember? What is right livelihood? How is wrong livelihood? What is wrong livelihood? Okay. Let's see. First one.
Dealing in weapons.
Wrong.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay. So dealing with weapons. What else?
Poison. And then
Poison.
Animals, like use.
Animals slaughtering, yeah.
And then also trafficking, human.
Trafficking, human. Okay.
And one
So
more.
animal. Weapon, poison, animal slaughtering, trafficking. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think there's another one more. So anybody can remember? Weapon, poison, animal slaughtering. There's some more there, I think. So all these including like those scamming, nowadays very famous case happen in Myanmar. Yeah. So all these are wrong livelihood, because why is it we call it wrong livelihood? Because they cause cause injury, okay? Injury and harm to others, all right? Okay, so this means that if anybody who want to have Sila Visuddhi should have purity of livelihood, this means that they should not do anything that cause harm and injury to others as a livelihood, right? Okay, so this requisite will be talking about just be contentment. And sense faculties, I think this is useful for everybody as a meditator. Intoxicant, right? So let's see. Yeah, intoxicant, right? Because all these cause, yeah, right? Okay. Now, sense faculty means even though you are not in the serious meditation retreat, but at least as a meditator, you should guide your sense. That means that not to indulge too much in sense pleasure. Because if you indulge so much in sense pleasure, if you don't control your mind, so later when you go for meditation, you notice that all these vision, the things you see, the sound, the music you hear, they'll come back to haunt you, all right, start to disturb you, all right? So this is for monk, all right? If Patimokkha is for monk, then other people for meditator will be 5 precept or 8 precept or other suitable precept. So by this, somebody will get the first one, Sila Visuddhi, preparation of virtue, of morality, right? So this is a very, I think, not difficult to understand. Okay, so this already mentioned in this book by my side. They say normal, worldling or lay person, he must observe minimum 5 precepts. That is actually not difficult to do, especially when you are in intensive meditation retreat. But if you stay at home, sometimes might not be easy because sometimes you need to tell a little bit lie when concerning your family, like your parents are sick, you need to like tell them, oh, you must take the medicine, even though they don't want. You must persuade them, say the medicine is good to eat, whatever, even though it's might not good to eat. All right. But it depends on the mind. As long as your mind don't have so much evil or whatever. So just try to keep 5% as much as you can. Okay, now the second one will be on purification of mind. Okay, so we will read the Bhikkhu Bodhi book first. So Bhikkhu Bodhi book is Abhidhamma book, all right? Of course, when you read like this, you find out, how come Abhidhamma book have lots of meditation? Actually, the Dhamma is interlinked. Even though like Abhidhamma book maybe focus more on Abhidhamma points, but like I say, Abhidhamma give you facts and numbers. And Vipassana give you the method or way how to apply those facts and numbers. Right? So we need Abhidhamma and Vipassana. Now, this is the remember we are studying the Abhidhammata Sangaha. So it's a commentary or sub-commentary written by Venerable Anuruddha. So he write the Pali and somebody translate the English, and then the Bhikkhu Bodhi and his group, they give the more explanation on the guide. All right. So next student. Okay, Sister Chong Patlan, you can read this one. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Sayaji.
Okay.
Purification of mind. Purification of mind consists of 2 kinds of concentration, namely excess concentration and absorption concentration. The Pali Buddhist tradition recognizes 2 different approaches to the development of insight. One approach, called the vehicle of calm, samatayana, involves the prior development of calm meditation to the level of excess concentration or absorption concentration as a basis for developing insight. One who adopts this approach, the samathayatika meditator, first attains excess concentration or one of the 5 material or immaterial sphere jhanas, Then he turns to the development of insight by defining the mental and physical phenomena occurring in the jhana as mentality, materiality, and seeking their conditions. After which he contemplates these factors in terms of the three characteristics. For this meditator, his prior attainment of access or absorption concentration is reckoned as his purification of mind. The other approach, called the vehicle of pure insight, Suddha Vipassana, does not employ the development of calm as a foundation for developing insight. Instead, the meditator, after purifying his morality, enters directly into the mindful contemplation of the changing mental and material processes in his own experience. As this contemplation gains in strength and precision, the mind becomes naturally concentrated upon the ever-changing stream of experience with a degree of concentration equal to that of excess concentration. This moment-by-moment fixing of the mind on the material and mental processes in their present immediacy is known as momentary concentration, Khanika Samadhi, because it involves a degree of mental stabilization equal to that of excess concentration. This momentary concentration is reckoned as purification of mind for the Vipassana Yanika meditator. The meditator who adopts the vehicle of pure insight. Such a meditator is also called a dry insight worker, Sukha Vipassaka, because he develops insight without the moisture of the jhanas.
Okay, thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Now, here we are talking about how do you get purification of mind. So you need to have concentration. Now, according to here, it's mentioned about, normally we say concentration means samadhi. Samadhi is either upachara or apana. So we already come across this word before in the samatha practice. Upachara means access or neighborhood concentration. Apana, absorption. Absorption means, inside the jhana, okay? Very simply speaking, okay? So these two, okay? Now, this means that you need to get either, if you are practicing samatha, you need to get access or absorption, all right? That is if you practice samatha. So after you practice samatha, then you change to vipassana. Because the purpose of samatha is for you to get this purification of mind. So after that, you change to vipassana to contemplate namarupa. But what if you practice straight vipassana? So you see the terms here. Just now we see there's a one special term. They call it this. Right. For those who practice samatha, we call it samatha yana. Yana is vehicle. It's direct translation from the Pali word yana, right? Like Mahayana, if you think about that, you have Mahayana, Hinayana. Maha is big, okay? Yana is a big vehicle. Because Mahayana, they thought their vehicle is big, they want to save more people. So last time they called the Theravada as Hinayana, Hina. Hina means inferior vehicle, all right? So here, samatha and vipassana yana. So it means that you based on samatha, you practice meditation, so they call samatha yana. And another one we call it vipassana yana, means it's a vehicle based on vipassana. Sometimes you have the word Suddha. Suddha means pure vipassana. What's the meaning of pure vipassana? Means that nothing to do with samatha, just practice straight away contemplation, nama lupa, All right. So this called, and this person, the practice, this person is called Sukha Vipassaka. That's a name for this person. Sukha means dry. Vipassaka means somebody who practice the Vipassana. So dry insight worker. Because he developed the insight without the moisture of the jhana. Because jhana gives you a soft and comfortable feeling, allow you to practice meditation easily. Here is like very dry, okay? Not easy. No, right? Now, but for Vipassana, what do they have is this Kanika Samadhi. I think you all heard about this term before. So this means that Samatha is access and absorption concentration. Vipassana is called momentary concentration. So, or Kanika Samadhi. Kanika, you know the word kana is moment. So kana and ika, the moment to moment. So it is good for you to all pick up some body also. Upachara and apana. So this is all these are Bali, but it's good to learn because sooner or later you will hear a lot of monks, especially Burmese monks, they will tell you everything in Bali. So you need to familiarize yourself. So as a result of getting access or absorption concentration based on samatha practice or vipassana to get momentary concentration, then the mind will get purification, all right? Chitta Visuddhi. Remember, this is the second Visuddhi. The first one is Sila Visuddhi. Second one is Chitta Visuddhi. So at this Chitta Visuddhi, what do you get? All right. At that time, actually, you don't get any knowledge yet. All right. So you don't get any knowledge, even though here the title is put the types of knowledge. So what you get is actually temporary suppression of hindrances or mental defilement. All right. Nivarana. So Nivarana means hindrances. Remember last time we learned different type of hindrances. Mental defilement should be called the word kilesa, right? So Nivarana is hindrances. Because of suppress or hindrances or mental defilements, your mind is pure. Right? You get the purity of mind because you suppress the hindrances or mental defilements. And what are they? So you know the Kama Chanda and then the others. Okay, so we refer to my teacher book. These are now it's very important because when the meditators start to practice meditation, I would say almost everybody, unless it's very rare case, all right, very rare case, they will not meet this one. Okay, next student, Shinli, yes.
Okay, Sayagyi. When meditators start to meditate, almost everyone will encounter hindrances, nivaranas. They are kama chanda nivarana, passionate sensual thoughts, that is lobha or greed. Vyapada nivarana, vyapada means ill will or hatred or anger, that is dosa. Tinamita nivarana, tinamita means sloth and torpor. Uddhacca kucha nivarana, restlessness and remorse. Vichikicha nivarana, skeptical doubts. Usually the mind is obsessed by the 5 hindrances. When one continues one's effort in meditation, these hindrances will gradually be suppressed. One will then achieve purification of mind, citta visuddhi, which means temporary suppression of hindrances or mental defilements.
Okay, thank you. So basically very easy to remember. How do you get this purity of mind? Because when you suppress nivarana or klesa, we use the word temporarily because this is not at the path and fruition level yet, all right? Just temporarily. So either through samatha or vipassana, okay? So because you already mentioned that the kanika samadhi, I think you refer to the text just now, it means that when you have this kanika samadhi, momentary concentration, it has something that's similar to the access concentration. All right, access concentration is the one you get in the samatha. So kanika samadhi, momentary concentration is similar to access concentration. So that's why even though you are not practicing samatha, you still have some kind of samadhi. Based on this samadhi, you can reduce the hindrances. You can say in this way, or because you have no more hindrances, you get the concentration. So either you can think about this, based on concentration, you reduce the hindrances, or because you reduce the hindrances, you get the concentration. Anyway, they are vice versa. It's like a scale, like when you put a scale here, when you put one side is heavier, then the other side will come up. So if you put another one heavy, so the other side will come up. So one is positive, the other one will be negative. So anyway, at this stage, you get the purification of mind. All right. So up to here, any question about these two? Sila Visuddhi and Chitta Visuddhi. Any questions? I continue. Okay. Now the third one is purification of view. Now you notice that at this point, we still are not talking about any of the Vipassana knowledge, all right? So in fact, we have 7 stages of Visuddhi and 16 types of knowledge, Vipassana knowledge. So in other books, sometimes they give you 9 Vipassana. Some of the book give you 12 Vipassana. Some of the book give you 10 Vipassana. All right, but normally at most is 16 Vipassana. So it's good to study today. Next time when you practice seriously, at least you know where you are. All right. Let's say if you practice very high level, but when you leave the meditation center, you come back, or even you go back to your house, you still have to start with the Sila Visuddhi and Chitta Visuddhi, because these two are said to be the very basic. Okay. If you don't have the Sila Visuddhi or Chitta Visuddhi, if your mind is not pure, your morality is not pure, then how are you going to proceed to other Vipassana jnana? So only at the third Visuddhi, you will get the first Vipassana knowledge. Okay. The third one is purification of your Ditti Visuddhi. Okay, so we read the text. Okay. Right. Next student, Sharon, you can join us. Are you around, Sharon? Okay. Okay, Sister Go, you can join us reading.
Yeah. Purification of view is the discernment of mind and matter with respect to their characteristic, function, manifestation, and proximate causes. Purification of view is so called because it helps to purify one of the wrong view of a permanent self. This purification is arrived at in the course of meditation by discerning the personality as a compound of mental and material factors which occur interdependently without any controlling self within or behind them. This stage is also called the analytical knowledge of mind and matter, nama rupa vavatana jnana, because the mental and material phenomena are distinguished by way of their characteristic.
Okay, thank you. All right, so purification of view basically is very easy. Purify from the wrong view of permanent self. This means that get rid of the atta belief. Okay, simply speaking. So you get by this Namaruja Parichedaya. So another one just now is Namarupa. Namarupa Vavatana. Vavatana. Yeah. Either this. So this means that purification basically just get rid of atta, self-belief, or permanent atta. Now, this belief is very easy. I think you all know. I mentioned many times already. It is the cling to the concept, okay? This concept of I, my thing. So even though at this level, you might to be able to get rid of this one, you're still not enlightened yet because the enlightenment will be down there. All right. So it just kind of like temporarily suppress this wrong view of this self. Try to see as much as anatta as possible. How you do you see? By getting this knowledge. Try to see what is nama, what is rupa, what is nama and rupa. So that's why in any meditation center you go. So the first step you should try is just understand what is mind and what is body. Like for example, when you are doing the walking meditation, you don't walk with the idea of I and mind. You walk with the idea of mind is pushing the leg to do something. Because the mind want to walk, the leg walk. Because the mind want to stand, the body stand. Because the mind want to go to toilet, the body go to toilet. So it's very easy. Just try to differentiate the nama rupa. Okay. So we read the text here. My teacher book. Okay. So this book is published 15 years ago, but the knowledge is still applicable nowadays. Okay, next student. Brother King, you can read this one.
Okay. Third Visuddhi, purification of view. Diti Visuddhi. When these hindrances or nivaranas are temporarily suppressed, one can see that the object and the noting mind are actually two different things. For example, in sitting meditation, the meditator is noting the rising and falling of the abdomen. The rising and falling is material or rupa because up and down movement. The distension and the relaxation of the abdomen is due to the in-breath and out-breath. The motion is the characteristic of wind, vayu, element. The wind element is rupa phenomenon. The mind that is noting is nama or matter phenomenon. These rupas and nama are two different things. When one is persistently observing this mind and matter, nama rupa, and clearly understand them as two different things, one is convinced that a so-called person is just a psychophysical complex or a compound of mental and material phenomena. This gives one temporary suspension of personality or ego belief, sayaka ditti. This is the stage of purification of view, ditti visuddhi. If one inclines the mind to observe the ultimate truth, one can verify by oneself that this namarupa constitute a so-called being or an individual or the I. In walking meditation, a meditator is instructed to note in three ways. They are left, right, lifting, putting down, and lifting, pushing, putting down. If you see your legs as part of the body, it is earth, patavi, element. If you are observing the movement of the legs, this motion is wind, vayu element. Both elements are gross elements or Saji, continue. Or material, rupa elements, and the mind noting is left, right, etc. is mental, nama phenomenon. By this way, the meditator can differentiate the material and mental phenomena. Similarly, while you are contemplating Dhammanupassana, that is when you are noting, seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, you can verify the presence of mind matter. When you are noting, seeing, you will realize that the sight and the eyes are rupa, while the seeing consciousness that arises or simply seeing is the nama. Actually, seeing is by the mind, not by the eyes. The eyes are just instruments. The eyes cannot see. It is mind that sees. When we are noting hearing, the sound and the ears are rupa, and the hearing consciousness that arises is nama. So mind matter or nama rupa is everywhere. There is no person, no individual, and no I. When one can clearly perceive the mind and matter, or nama and rupa, one will achieve nama rupa paricheda, jnana. That is the first insight to distinguish between mind and matter. One will achieve the third of the seven purification, that is the purification of view, ditti visuddhi.
Okay, thank you very much, Brother King. Have you
Thank you.
been to Lunas, Brother King?
Yes, I've been there.
You see Dr. Sunanda before, right? Yeah.
No, much later.
Oh,
Just
much later.
yeah, that's right.
Okay. So you missed the chance to meet him. So
Yeah.
anyway, his Dhamma talk is very good because very simple and easy to understand. All
Okay.
right, so we repeat again. All right, thank you very much. So the first one is Sila Visuddhi. You need to purify your morality. So after that, you go for Chitta Visuddhi, purification of mind. Then you go for Ditti Visuddhi, purification of view. Get rid of the concept of I and mine. All right. So how to get rid of it? Very easy. Try to see the difference between Nama Rupa. Very easy. So this means that when you, like mentioned just now, okay, when you are eating, when you are hearing, when you're seeing, when you are doing walking meditation, right? When you are contemplating, seeing, hearing, smelling, or whatever, just try to see the sight and the eye rupa, the seeing consciousness are nama. So in terms of sound, sound and ear are rupa, hearing consciousness are nama. So everywhere is nama rupa. So it's very important. This knowledge is actually the basic, No matter how far you are in Vipassana, you still need to come back to this. Because after a while, due to our moha, we will forget about this. Because we will cling to I and mind. So you still need to perfect this knowledge as much as possible. Okay. Any question after this one before I continue?
Saya lagi.
Yes,
So
Brother Lim.
if you say just like we, start your video.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cannot. Yes.
So if you start
Okay.
if you go through all these words, then you practically know what is happening when you're walking meditation, when you're sitting meditation. So it means it puts it into our mind already, is it right?
Yes, if you practice for some time, you will know what is nama rupa, but sometimes you might forget about it. You
But
will come back to the idea,
can
I'm
hear.
walking, I'm sitting, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, this I think, this my thing, Yeah.
But the thing is, when we read all this Abhidhamma thing that you just
Yeah.
show, so it becomes,
Right.
it puts into our mind that we may not know, but now suddenly we know all these things. So is it
Yeah,
good for this?
but sometimes what we know might be just on a theory basis, It's still on the theory. Theory, yeah. You have to practice until you're really convinced there's no I and no mind. It's only nama rupa. Okay?
Okay. Right.
Like when
Thank
you
you.
read
Thank you.
Abhidhamma, you listen to Dhamma talk. Yes, of course it's very easy. Nama rupa. Yes, we all know nama rupa. But it's still on a more theoretical basis. You have to practice it until really you convinced there's nothing called I or my. This atta or permanent in us is just a wrong view. Okay, Brother Lee?
Okay, right.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. All right. Okay, now, now we already go through 1, 2, 3. So even though it's 1, 2, 3, but it's I'll say this 1 and 2 knowledge are very important. Okay, we just finished the knowledge number 1. So 1 and 2 are the foundation. Based on this 1 and 2, you can go to all the higher knowledge. Okay, so we finished the 1, 2, 3 already. Let's continue. We go for the good body first. Now the number 4 is okay. Tesa evacha namarupanam, okay, of the namarupa, pachaya parigaho. Pachaya parigaho means the condition of mind and matter. So you get the kanka vitarana visuddhi. So it's a little bit long word, but kanka is doubt. Vitarana is overcome. So purification of overcoming doubts. So guides 31. Okay, somebody will read. Brother Lee? Yes.
Purification by overcoming doubt is the discernment of the conditions that of the same mind and matter. Purification by overcoming doubt is so called because it develops the knowledge which removes doubts about the conditions for mind and matter during the three periods of time, past, present, and future. It is achieved by applying, during the contemplative process, one's knowledge of dependent arising in order to understand that the present compound of mind and matter has not arisen by chance or through a hypothetical cause such as a creator, God, or primordial soul, but has come out into being from previous ignorance, craving, clinging, and karma. One then applies this same principle to the past and future as well. This stage is also called the knowledge of discerning conditions, Pachaya Pariganhanyana.
Okay, Pachaya Parigahanyana. All right.
Gahanyana.
Now, yeah, this one is a doubt on the condition of Namarupa. Now, what is the meaning of condition Namarupa? Namarupa means mind and matter. Because sometimes people believe that our Namarupa is created by God. So this means that it's the belief of God also. Okay? Or sometimes they might believe, like what we say last time, the wrong view of causeless, things just happen by itself, right? But actually, we should understand that beings come because of ignorance, craving, clinging, especially on karma. Okay? So that's means that at this view, you should understand more about, try to see the cause and effect. This means that try to see things coming due to ignorance, however, and not because of God's or creator or whatever. Nama. How can I put the view? Okay. Nama Rupa is not because of creator, gods or whatever, it's because of our ignorance and so on. And by this, you will get doubts. Because we have a lot of doubts, like who created me? Okay? Who created me? What happened to me in the past life? What will happen to me in the future life or something like that? Spiritual doubts. But if you know Namarupa, you know, if you do good, you experience good. If you do bad, you experience bad. All right, so you will come doubts. So let us read more on this. I think that's all. Let's read about this book, the series 3. Okay, it's good to read here because my teacher he's write more on the Vipassana meditation. Okay, now Sharon is back already. Sharon, can you read? Yeah.
Thank you, Sayagi. The fourth Visuddhi, purification by overcoming doubts. Kanka Vitarana Visuddhi. Then the meditators are advised to observe whenever and wherever possible, the intention in any one posture of the 4 postures of activities, like when one wants to change from sitting to walking meditation. Before arising, please note the intention to get up, note as intention to get up, and then getting up. The meditator will realize intention to get up is the cause, and the body that is getting up is the result. The body cannot get up by itself. It is like an inanimate object, for example, a chair or table. We are composed of mind and matter. As the mind dictates, then the body has to move or act. The intention to act is the cause, and the bodily action later is the result. If one tries to observe whenever and wherever possible, the intention and resultant action, one will be convinced of cause-effect or momentary causation. Similarly, when one is observing the 6 sense phenomena, that is seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking, in seeing, the visual object of sight, seen as well as the eyes are the cause. Seeing consciousness that arises is the result. When noting hearing, the sound heard and the ears are the cause, while the hearing or the hearing consciousness is the result. So also, everywhere you can identify cause-effect relationship. There are three modes of cause-effect relationship: dependent origination or dependent causation, paticca samuppada or paticca samudaya; action causation, karma samudaya; 3. Momentary causation, kanika samudaya. The momentary causation is what the meditators experience in their meditation. If one is thoroughly convinced of these three modes of cause-effect relationships, then the second insight, paccaya parigata kaha jnana, that is the distinguishing knowledge between cause and effect, will arise. Then one will overcome various doubts and achieve the fourth purification, that is purification by overcoming doubts. Kanha Vittarana Visuddhi. When one goes on one's spiritual journey by noting clearly the mind-matter phenomena that arise, one will clearly see the three phases of a phenomenon. Any phenomenon has a beginning, like when you see an athlete's sports event. The runners have to line up at a certain starting point. Then they start to run, and after that, that is the actual running. When they reach the goal, this is the end of their running. Any phenomenon has the beginning, middle, and end. In Pali, they are called trio of moments or upada, beginning, titi, middle, banga, ending.
Thank you very much, Sharon. Okay. Yeah, okay. I think this part is talking about the other knowledge. All right. So now, here is try to see this momentary causation. Moment to moment, cause and effect. Okay. That means that try to see the connection between the mind and namarupa, okay? Namarupa. So at any point, how does your namarupa related to each other moment to moment? Like just mentioned already, like for example, this one. Yeah, this one. So you notice that we have this namarupa, right? So when you want to like stand up, then the body will stand up. When you want to walk, the body will walk. So you see cause and effect at one moment, then lead to another moment. Like for example, you want to eat something, the mind want to eat something, then the body will go somewhere, right? Or when you want to take something, then the body, the hand will stretch out. So there's a cause and effect between the mind. The mind is a controller, the body is the effect. So you should see moment to moment how your namarupa have cause and effect relationship to each other. Like even sorry, when you see something like visible object and the eyes are cause. Seeing consciousness is the result. So you can see at this moment there's a cause and effect. Then when you hear something, there's also cause and effect. So that means that you have this momentary cause and effect of namarupa at any time, everywhere. So try to see this one in any meditation. So this is called, by getting this momentary causation, and you understand about namarupa is not because of ignorance, craving, clinging. Namarupa is not because of any creator, not created by gods. But it's due to ignorance and so on. Okay, and then this means that you will know what is cause and effect. All right, you will know clearly what is cause and effect. You will get this paccaya parikahanyana. Then you will overcome the doubts. What kind of doubts? There are many doubts, all right? Like who create me, right? Who am I? What I do in the past, what I do in the future. So the doubts is a lot actually. I think in some of the book they say about 62 something. Let's see this another book, the Handbook of Abhidhamma. Then I look for you first. Purification of view. You can read this Handbook of Abhidhamma website. There's lots of information. So this means that he has no doubts about things are referred to Namarupa, are created by the Creator God. He also had, because he believed in karma, he see the Namarupa, he will have discarded doubts about the Buddha Dhamma Sangha or doubts about karma also, right? So these are spiritual doubts. Or you have doubts about Namarupa or other doubts. So when one sees the causes of Namarupa, you can overcome doubts about the Namarupa and other things as well. Right. So this one I think is not important yet. Okay. All right, so we'll have 5 minutes break, then we'll continue later. Let's break for a while. 5 minutes break, okay?